How are you doing? It's Martin from Gardens for Life. We need help with our tomato plants. These have been planted actually relatively late in the season because we didn't have the greenhouse space available to ourselves yet. And now these have been in the ground for about 2 months now, since about the end of June or mid-June. And as you can see, they're doing very well. But we're not quite sure, and we don't really know exactly whether or not we're doing the right thing. We have been removing the leaves in the bottom here, as you can see, and there's no sign of mold or blight or anything like that. It's so dry in this greenhouse. It's incredibly dry, in fact. It could be too dry. But they're planted into about 2 foot worth of compost. A little bit too close, I know, a bit too densely planted. However, we just didn't have the space available at the time and we wanted to get them out there. You can see there's different varieties here. There's actually Black Prince and cherry tomato variety. And we were wondering, maybe you guys can give us a few tips on what to do. Should we be removing more of these leaves? As you can see here, there is quite a canopy here, and maybe we're blocking too much light to the lower levels, or maybe we should be keeping the leaves so that the plant can gather more energy from the sun. I've never quite understood the concept behind removing nearly all the leaves from a tomato plant, but I assume we need to keep the fruits actually exposed to the light, like here. There's a few small little tomatoes here already, not too bad, but I would assume that the main reason for removing the leaves would be for the purpose of aeration, so that the leaves don't catch blight. You don't end up with stagnant air. So so there's about 9 plants here planted into 2 foot worth of depth of compost, as you can see here. Quite a lot of compost, but they only have about maybe 1 square meter between them. Growing your own tomatoes is the best thing ever, and we'd love to eat some this year. Some of our own tomatoes. We have grown them in the past a few times, but we never really had a big enough greenhouse, or actually a growing space inside the greenhouse, I should say, because we've been propagating plants instead, because our indoor space is so valuable to us. But now we have this big greenhouse here. As you can see, there is a lot more space now, and yeah, we'll be tidying it up now and get some wood chips and put them on the ground so that we can cover all of the carpets and plastic bits so that we can actually walk in here. And I'll just show you here. We also have a big goji plant here and some yacon. That's actually doing really well in here, of course. It also does very well outside, but we wanted to see, just as a comparison, see how the tubers are going to be. I suspect we're going to get a lot of tubers out of that one. Here's some fig trees. Black Mission is the name of that variety. And Persian Black is another one. Brown Turkey. Yeah, so you can see here we got some Paulownia trees as well. Freshly potted into 35-litre buckets. So that should do really well in that. We also have some new plants here that we bought from Cork, actually. From Future Forest. This one here is a buffalo currant, or a clove currant, really nice plant. We're hoping to propagate that next year. A Worcester berry, and we also have a Logan berry as well. So we're going to move that water tank, which you can see over here, and we're going to move that to the back of the greenhouse. But we're going to give you guys a full greenhouse update another time. One here, and we're going to put another water tank over here. And you can see here, there's already a lot of plants, a few more plants going. From rhubarb, lemon balm, Portuguese kale, lots of different colours of yarrow and poppies and elderberries and licorice and mallows, and of course hollyhocks. Yeah, so that was just a quick greenhouse update, and I wanted to know is there anything we can do to improve these tomato plants? We would really appreciate some help on that. We're still learning and we're not experts on growing vegetables, but hopefully you can help us maximize our yield of tomatoes this year. Thanks a million, and we'll see you the next time. Bye bye.